Hello everyone. I know we've met virtually through orientation, but my name is Daphne Rickson, and just a little background information on me. I'm an Associate Professor of Accounting here at St. Mary's University, and also I'm the Executive Director of the Center of Excellence in Accounting and Reporting for Cooperatives. Fortunately, we have a name for that, CARC, so we don't have to remember the whole thing. So I've been working at St. Mary's since 2008, and prior to joining the faculty here, I worked in industry as a finance director, controller, those types of positions, and thought I'd like to have a change of pace in the second half of my work life. So when I'm not teaching and doing research, I really enjoy traveling, particularly to Europe, Asia, and South America. So in terms of touching base with me, office hours, of course, are virtual through Zoom, Skype, whatever you wish. I think everybody's using Zoom these days. So I don't have set hours, but whenever you need to touch base with me, just let me know. If you prefer a phone call, that works as well. So just arrange a time to meet with me. And I quite diligent in responding to emails. The longest you'd have to wait is 24 hours, but in reality, I probably do it in far less time than that. So just in terms of a high-level overview of the course, I know a lot of people might be a little anxious about financial management, so I'm not trying to make everybody into accountants. This is more high-level, so you have a general understanding of accounting and how the financial statements are prepared. So the goal is, of course, for you to have a general understanding of an interpretation of financial statements. Also to recognize the importance of non-financial performance reporting. So overall, you really need that balance of understanding both financial and non-financial reporting. By the end of the course, you should be able to read a set of financial statements and have a general idea as to the financial health of the cooperative. Also, throughout the program, we will be looking at some key non-financial performance indicators which the cooperative is using to measure its progress towards its strategic goals. Most co-ops these days would have a strategic plan, and it's important to see how the KPIs, or key performance indicators, help the organization monitor its plan. And I'm hoping as well that there will be an increased interest in reporting on the 7 principles of cooperatives. And finally, whether you're a cooperative or any type of business, it's really important to have a good understanding of good governance and risk management practices. So now to the all-important part that people are waiting to hear about, the evaluation. So there are online quizzes, so they come from the textbook, and we have 5 of those, and they're worth 6% each. We have living labs, which are the discussion boards, and 6 of those at 8% each for 48 marks in total. So you see on the slide there that I've broken down how I come up with that 8%. So 6% is for the quality of your response. Are you addressing all of the questions that I've posed? Are you responding to other students' posts? And your communication style, making sure you have good grammar, sentence structure, spelling, etc. That's worth 1. So even though it's a discussion board, you're intended to use a formal business writing style. So it's not meant to be casual. Sometimes when people are on discussion boards, it's more, you're writing more like you would speak to somebody, but this is not intended to be that. It's meant to be written in appropriate formal business style. Then we have an individual project, which is due at the end of the term, and that's worth 22%. So the textbook for this course, you'll see it there on your PowerPoint. Robert Holt is the author, and with this book, the book itself is of course online, and it comes with videos and voiceover lectures from the author, and it includes PowerPoints as well. And we're covering chapters 1 to 5 in the textbook. So the idea here is read the chapters, listen to the PowerPoints with the lectures, and then there's a quiz. So this is the online quiz that I spoke about in the last slide there. And there's practice ones in there, but make sure you select the quizzes that are there for grading to do the correct quiz. And I will say, overall, the marks tend to be a little lower on the quizzes, but you more than make up for that when I mark the discussion board assignments. So I take that into account. But sometimes people grumble about the book and about the quizzes, but there really isn't another way for me to teach you the basic elements that you need to know about accounting. There's only one way to do it, and this is it. So, not to worry if your mark is a little low on the quiz, it'll be okay overall. So each module is constructed in a very similar fashion. I have the introductory video, I have my lecture notes where I either cover topics that are not in the textbook or I just expand on something that is in the textbook because the textbook is US based, so sometimes I might identify something to show how things would be different in Canada or the UK, for example. So in addition to my lecture notes, I also have readings there, and the readings really bring the cooperative perspective. So the textbook is a standard accounting book that could be used by any business enterprise. So what I do with the lecture notes and the readings is try to bring in the cooperative side of it. And also, in addition to my own brief introductory videos, in some of the modules I have done interviews with experts in the field, so hopefully you'll find those of interest as well. So the living labs, they're called living labs because you're actually using either your own cooperative or another cooperative or credit union, depending on the module requirements. So you're basing your response on a real organization, on a real cooperative. So you want to post your response for the full class. Then after the posting, you must respond to a minimum of one other posting, preferably more, but the minimum is one other posting. Also, for some of the living labs, you may need to have a meeting with somebody in your organization to obtain more information, for example, about the financial reporting or some other matter. So what I would suggest is just scan through all of the module assignments to see if you might need more than one meeting. So rather than schedule multiple meetings, you can probably ask all of your questions at the same time. So with this online learning approach, this only works effectively if everybody stays on schedule. So you really need to post your response according to the schedule to give other students time to read and provide some feedback and their comments. So the individual project, with this project, this is based on a real case, it's based on a real credit union that is in the process of identifying some initiatives and metrics in order to enable them to measure their impact on the communities in which they operate. I've disguised the name of the credit union, but it is a real credit union. And there's more details on this project in the project folder. So a few tips now for success in this course. I strongly recommend that you work on a schedule. So, look at your due dates, reflect on how long you think it might take you to do that work and add in a little buffer time. There's always things that will go wrong, so you need a contingency. You might have to work late, you might have a sick family member, it could be IT issues, anything can go wrong. So you need to allow a little extra time so you're not stressed trying to meet the deadline. And most importantly, if you have any issues with the course material, if there's something you don't understand, make sure you reach out to me as soon as possible. If you let things go, sometimes it becomes overwhelming. So it's better to kind of jump on it as soon as you're having trouble, touch base with me, and I'll do my best to help you. So in terms of keeping in touch, this applies not only to the course material, but if you're having health issues or family issues and you can't make a particular deadline on time, make sure you reach out, get in touch with me, and we'll come up with a solution to allow you to, submit a couple of days later or something of that nature. But it's important that you let me know if you're having trouble. I can't help you if I don't know there's an issue. So I look forward to seeing your posts, your discussion boards throughout the course, and good luck with the course and with the program.